Imagine waking up every day with a knot in your stomach, constantly bending to please others, yet feeling invisible and unappreciated. You perform the dance of politeness, a dance that never seems to end. Your true desires, your genuine self, remain locked away, suffocated by the constant need to be nice. But what if I told you that this niceness is a prison that keeps you from achieving your true potential, from being respected, and from living a life of authenticity and strength? Think about the times when you held back your true thoughts, your honest opinions, just to avoid conflict or to be seen as agreeable. How many opportunities have slipped away because you chose the safe, nice route instead of asserting your true self? This behavior, while seemingly benign, can slowly erode your sense of self, leaving you with a life that feels unfulfilled and inauthentic. It's a quiet despair, one that gnaws at you, making you wonder if you'll ever break free from the shackles of niceness. Niceness is often misunderstood as a virtue, a mark of good character. But in truth, it can be a mask, a facade that hides our true selves. Ancient philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus warned against the dangers of conforming to societal expectations at the cost of our own values and well-being. They believed that true strength lies in authenticity and self-respect, not in appeasement. Seneca, a Roman Stoic philosopher, wrote extensively about the importance of living in accordance with one's true nature. He argued that to live a fulfilled life, one must be guided by reason and virtue, rather than by the whims of public opinion. Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power, Seneca famously stated, emphasizing the importance of self-control and authenticity. By prioritizing niceness over our true feelings, we relinquish this power, becoming prisoners to others' expectations. Epictetus, another prominent Stoic philosopher, taught that we should focus only on what is within our control and accept what is not. By constantly striving to be nice, we attempt to control others' perceptions and reactions, a futile endeavor that only leads to frustration and a loss of self. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters, Epictetus advised, highlighting the importance of inner resilience and authenticity over external validation. Chapter 1: The Roots of Niceness. To understand why we are conditioned to be nice, we must delve into our past. From a young age, we are taught to be agreeable, to avoid conflict, and to seek approval. This conditioning begins in childhood, where we learn that being nice brings rewards, praise, acceptance, love. But this reward system is flawed. It teaches us to value others' opinions over our own, to fear rejection and disapproval, and to prioritize external validation over internal fulfillment. The influence of family. Our family dynamics play a crucial role in shaping our behavior. Many of us grow up in environments where being nice is equated with being good. We are praised for being compliant, for sharing, for putting others' needs before our own. While these lessons are well-intentioned, they can create a deep-seated belief that our worth is contingent upon pleasing others. Parents often reinforce this behavior, sometimes unconsciously. A child who asserts themselves might be labeled as difficult or rebellious, while a child who complies is praised for being easygoing. This dichotomy teaches us to suppress our true feelings, to avoid negative labels, and to gain approval. Over time, we internalize these lessons, creating a habit of niceness that persists into adulthood. The role of education. The educational system further ingrains the importance of being nice. Schools reward conformity and obedience, often at the expense of individuality and critical thinking. We are taught to follow rules, to raise our hands before speaking, to work quietly and not disturb others. While these guidelines are necessary for maintaining order, they can also stifle self-expression and assertiveness. Teachers, like parents, often praise students who are compliant and cooperative, reinforcing the idea that being nice is synonymous with being good. This creates a fear of standing out, of being different, of challenging the status quo. We learn to prioritize fitting in over expressing our true selves, perpetuating the cycle of niceness. Societal expectations. Society plays a significant role in perpetuating the myth of niceness. We are bombarded with messages that equate niceness with goodness. Media, education, and even our social circles reinforce the idea that being liked is more important than being respected. But this societal expectation is a trap. It leads us to suppress our true feelings, to avoid setting boundaries, and to compromise our values for the sake of harmony. Consider the portrayal of nice characters in popular culture. They are often depicted as lovable and endearing, while assertive characters are frequently shown as aggressive or unlikable. This dichotomy creates a false narrative that niceness is inherently good and assertiveness is inherently bad. It teaches us to fear being perceived as rude or confrontational, leading us to prioritize niceness over authenticity. Philosophical insights. The Stoic philosophers understood the importance of self-respect and integrity. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote about the importance of living in accordance with one's values rather than seeking approval from others. He emphasized that true happiness comes from within, not from external validation. By striving to be nice, we are essentially giving away our power, allowing others to dictate our self-worth. Marcus Aurelius urged us to waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. This directive encourages us to focus on our own values and actions rather than seeking validation from others. It reminds us that our worth is not determined by how others perceive us, but by how we live in accordance with our principles. The teachings of these philosophers highlight a timeless truth, that true strength and fulfillment come from within. By understanding the roots of our conditioning, we can begin to dismantle the false beliefs that keep us trapped in the prison of niceness. We can reclaim our power, assert our true selves, and live a life of authenticity and integrity. Chapter 2. The Cost of Niceness. Being nice comes with a hefty price tag. It can lead to burnout, resentment, and a loss of identity. When we constantly prioritize others' needs over our own, we neglect our well-being and personal growth. We become passive participants in our own lives, drifting aimlessly rather than steering our own course. Emotional burnout. Constantly being nice is exhausting. It requires immense emotional labor to maintain the facade of agreeableness, especially when it goes against our true feelings. This can lead to emotional burnout, characterized by chronic stress, anxiety, and depression. We become drained, both mentally and physically, as we struggle to maintain the mask of niceness. Emotional burnout is not just about feeling tired. It is about a profound sense of depletion that affects every aspect of our lives. We may find it difficult to concentrate, to find joy in activities we once loved, or to muster the energy to pursue our goals. This burnout can affect our relationships, our work, and our overall sense of well-being. Burnout also undermines our resilience, making us more susceptible to stress and less capable of coping with challenges. When we are constantly nice, we deplete our emotional reserves, leaving us vulnerable to feelings of hopelessness and helplessness. We may begin to question our worth and our ability to achieve our dreams, further eroding our sense of self. Resentment and anger. When we suppress our true feelings to please others, resentment builds up over time. This resentment can manifest as anger, bitterness, and a sense of injustice. We begin to see ourselves as victims, trapped in a cycle of self-sacrifice and unappreciation. This not only damages our relationships, but also erodes our self-esteem and sense of self-worth. Resentment is a toxic emotion that can poison our minds and our relationships. It can lead us to view others with suspicion and hostility, even when they have done nothing wrong. We may become passive-aggressive, expressing our anger indirectly through sarcasm, procrastination, or withdrawal. This behavior only perpetuates the cycle of resentment, leading to further conflict and dissatisfaction. Anger, when unaddressed, can also lead to physical health problems. Chronic anger and resentment have been linked to increased risks of cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, and other stress-related illnesses. By holding on to these negative emotions, we not only harm our mental well-being, but also our physical health. Loss of identity. Perhaps the most insidious cost of niceness is the loss of identity. By constantly conforming to others' expectations, we lose touch with our own desires, values, and aspirations. We become chameleons, changing ourselves to fit in rather than standing out. This leads to a profound sense of emptiness and a lack of direction in life. When we prioritize niceness, we suppress our true selves, creating a disconnect between who we are and who we present to the world. This dissonance can lead to feelings of confusion and uncertainty about our true identity. We may find ourselves asking, "Who am I really, and what do I truly want?" These questions can be difficult to answer when we have spent so much time trying to please others. The loss of identity also affects our ability to make decisions and set goals. Without a clear sense of self, we may struggle to define our values and priorities, making it difficult to chart a course for our future. We may feel adrift, lacking a sense of purpose and direction, and unsure of how to move forward. Philosophical insights. Philosophers throughout history have recognized the importance of living authentically and the dangers of sacrificing oneself to please others. Friedrich Nietzsche, a German philosopher, wrote extensively about the concept of slave morality, where individuals conform to societal norms and expectations, suppressing their true selves in the process. Nietzsche believed that true strength comes from embracing one's individuality and rejecting the constraints of conformity. Nietzsche's concept of the Übermensch, or overman, represents an individual who has transcended societal norms and expectations, living authentically and fully. The overman is not bound by the need to be nice or to seek approval from others, but is guided by their own values and principles. This idea challenges us to break free from the constraints of niceness and to embrace our true potential. Jean-Paul Sartre, a French existentialist philosopher, also emphasized the importance of authenticity. He argued that we have the freedom to choose our actions and to define our own values, rather than conforming to societal expectations. Sartre believed that living authentically requires us to take responsibility for our choices and to embrace our freedom, even when it is difficult or uncomfortable. By recognizing the cost of niceness and the importance of authenticity, we can begin to make changes in our lives. We can reclaim our identity, set healthy boundaries, and prioritize our well-being. This journey requires courage and self-awareness, but it leads to a life of fulfillment and purpose. Chapter 3. The Power of Authenticity. Authenticity is the antidote to niceness. It is the courage to be true to oneself, to set boundaries, and to live in accordance with one's values. Authenticity is not about being rude or selfish. It is about being honest and respectful both to oneself and to others. Embracing your true self. Embracing authenticity means accepting yourself as you are, with all your strengths and flaws. It means acknowledging your true desires and aspirations, rather than suppressing them to fit in. This requires self-awareness and self-acceptance, which are the foundations of a fulfilling and meaningful life. Self-awareness involves understanding your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It means recognizing your strengths and weaknesses, your passions and fears, and your values and beliefs. By developing self-awareness, you can gain insight into what drives you and what holds you back, allowing you to make conscious choices that align with your true self. Self-acceptance, on the other hand, involves embracing your imperfections and being kind to yourself. It means recognizing that you are a work in progress and that it is okay to make mistakes and have flaws. Self-acceptance allows you to let go of the need for perfection and to focus on growth and improvement. Setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is a crucial aspect of authenticity. It involves saying no when necessary, asserting your needs and rights, and protecting your personal space and well-being. Boundaries are not barriers. They are expressions of self-respect and self-care. By setting boundaries, we teach others how to treat us and create healthy, balanced relationships. Boundaries can take many forms, from physical boundaries that protect your personal space to emotional boundaries that protect your mental well-being. Setting boundaries involves identifying what is acceptable and unacceptable behavior and clearly communicating your limits to others. This requires courage and assertiveness, but it is essential for maintaining healthy relationships and protecting your well-being. Living according to your values. Living authentically means aligning your actions with your values. It means making choices that reflect your true beliefs and principles, rather than succumbing to external pressures. This requires courage and integrity, but it leads to a life of purpose and fulfillment. When we live authentically, we experience a deep sense of satisfaction and inner peace, knowing that we are true to ourselves. Identifying your values involves reflecting on what is truly important to you. This may involve examining your beliefs, your goals, and your aspirations, and considering how they align with your actions. Living according to your values requires you to make conscious choices that reflect your true priorities, even when it is difficult or uncomfortable. Philosophical insights. The concept of authenticity has been explored by many philosophers throughout history. Søren Kierkegaard, a Danish existentialist philosopher, emphasized the importance of living authentically and making choices that reflect one's true self. He believed that true fulfillment comes from embracing our individuality and rejecting the constraints of societal norms. Kierkegaard's concept of the leap of faith represents the courage to live authentically, even in the face of uncertainty and fear. This idea challenges us to embrace our freedom and to make choices that align with our true selves, rather than conforming to external expectations. Albert Camus, a French existentialist philosopher, also explored the concept of authenticity. In his essay, The Myth of Sisyphus, Camus argued that life is inherently absurd and that we must create our own meaning and purpose. Living authentically, according to Camus, involves embracing this absurdity and making choices that reflect our true values and beliefs. By embracing authenticity, we can break free from the constraints of niceness and live a life of fulfillment and purpose. This journey requires courage, self-awareness, and a commitment to living in accordance with our true selves, but it leads to a life of true freedom and strength. Chapter 4. The Strength of Assertiveness. Assertiveness is the key to breaking free from the prison of niceness. It is the ability to express oneself openly and honestly, without fear of rejection or disapproval. Assertiveness is not about being aggressive or confrontational. It is about standing up for oneself and communicating effectively. The art of assertive communication. Assertive communication involves expressing your thoughts, feelings, and needs clearly and respectfully. It requires active listening, empathy, and confidence. By communicating assertively, we build trust and respect in our relationships, and we avoid misunderstandings and conflicts. Active listening involves fully engaging with the person you are communicating with, paying attention to their words, body language, and emotions. It means being present and attentive, rather than thinking about your response or getting distracted. By practicing active listening, you can build rapport and understanding, making it easier to communicate assertively. Empathy involves understanding and acknowledging the feelings and perspectives of others. It means putting yourself in their shoes and considering their point of view. By practicing empathy, you can communicate with compassion and respect, making it easier to express your own needs and boundaries. Confidence involves believing in your worth and your ability to communicate effectively. It means trusting yourself to handle difficult conversations and to assert your needs and rights. By building confidence, you can overcome the fear of rejection or disapproval and communicate assertively. Overcoming fear of conflict. Fear of conflict is one of the main reasons people struggle with assertiveness. We fear rejection, disapproval, and negative consequences. But conflict is a natural part of human interaction, and avoiding it only leads to unresolved issues and resentment. By embracing conflict as an opportunity for growth and understanding, we can navigate it with confidence and grace. Conflict can be uncomfortable, but it is also an opportunity for growth and learning. It allows us to address issues, clarify misunderstandings, and strengthen our relationships. By approaching conflict with an open mind and a willingness to understand, we can navigate it with confidence and grace. Building confidence. Confidence is the foundation of assertiveness. It comes from knowing your worth and believing in your abilities. Confidence is not about being perfect. It is about being comfortable with who you are and trusting yourself to handle whatever comes your way. By building confidence, we empower ourselves to live authentically and assertively. Building confidence involves recognizing your strengths and achievements and celebrating your successes. It means focusing on your positive qualities and acknowledging your progress rather than dwelling on your mistakes or shortcomings. By cultivating a positive self-image, you can build the confidence to communicate assertively and live authentically. Philosophical insights. The concept of assertiveness has been explored by many philosophers throughout history. Aristotle, a Greek philosopher, emphasized the importance of finding a balance between extremes. He argued that virtue lies in the golden mean, a balance between deficiency and excess. In the context of assertiveness, this means finding a balance between passivity and aggression and communicating with confidence and respect. Aristotle's concept of eudaimonia, or flourishing, represents the idea of living a fulfilled and meaningful life. He believed that this requires living in accordance with one's values and principles and cultivating virtues such as courage, honesty, and integrity. By practicing assertiveness, we can cultivate these virtues and live a life of fulfillment and purpose. Friedrich Nietzsche also emphasized the importance of assertiveness and self-assertion. He argued that true strength comes from embracing one's individuality and rejecting the constraints of conformity. Nietzsche believed that we must assert our true selves, even in the face of opposition or rejection, in order to achieve our full potential. By practicing assertiveness, we can break free from the constraints of niceness and live a life of authenticity and integrity. This requires courage, confidence, and a commitment to communicating effectively and respectfully. But it leads to a life of true freedom and strength. Chapter 5. The Journey of Self-Discovery. The journey to stop being nice is a journey of self-discovery. It involves introspection, reflection, and personal growth. It requires us to confront our fears, challenge our beliefs, and embrace our true selves. Introspection and reflection. Introspection and reflection are essential for self-discovery. They allow us to examine our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and to gain insight into our true selves. By taking time to reflect on our experiences and learn from them, we can identify patterns and make conscious choices that align with our values and goals. Introspection involves looking inward and examining your thoughts, feelings, and motivations. It means asking yourself questions such as, what do I truly want? And what are my values and priorities? By taking time to reflect on these questions, you can gain insight into your true self and make conscious choices that align with your values and goals. Reflection involves looking back on your experiences and learning from them. It means considering what went well and what could have been improved, and using this insight to make better choices in the future. By reflecting on your experiences, you can identify patterns and make conscious choices that lead to growth and improvement. Embracing change is an inevitable part of the journey of self-discovery. It requires us to let go of old habits and beliefs and to embrace new ways of thinking and being. This can be challenging and uncomfortable, but it is essential for personal growth and fulfillment. Embracing change involves being open to new experiences and perspectives and being willing to step out of your comfort zone. It means letting go of the need for certainty and control and embracing the unknown with curiosity and courage. By embracing change, you can create new opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Personal growth and development. Personal growth and development are ongoing processes that require commitment and effort. They involve setting goals, taking action, and learning from your experiences. By focusing on personal growth, you can continually improve yourself and achieve your full potential. Personal growth involves setting goals that align with your values and aspirations and taking action to achieve them. It means being proactive and taking responsibility for your own development, rather than waiting for others to change or for circumstances to improve. By focusing on personal growth, you can continually improve yourself and achieve your full potential. Philosophical insights. The journey of self-discovery has been explored by many philosophers throughout history. Socrates, a Greek philosopher, famously stated, "Know thyself." He believed that self-knowledge is the foundation of wisdom and virtue. By taking the time to reflect on our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, we can gain insight into our true selves and make conscious choices that lead to a life of fulfillment and purpose. Carl Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst, also emphasized the importance of self-discovery. He believed that true fulfillment comes from integrating the different aspects of our personality and embracing our true selves. Jung's concept of individuation represents the process of self-discovery and personal growth, where we become more aware of our true selves and align our actions with our values and aspirations. By embarking on the journey of self-discovery, we can break free from the constraints of niceness and live a life of authenticity and integrity. This journey requires courage, introspection, and a commitment to personal growth, but it leads to a life of true freedom and fulfillment. Chapter 6. Cultivating Inner Strength. Cultivating inner strength is essential for breaking free from the prison of niceness. It involves developing resilience, self-confidence, and a sense of purpose. By cultivating inner strength, we empower ourselves to live authentically and assertively. Building resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity and to adapt to change. It involves developing a positive mindset, coping with stress, and maintaining a sense of hope and optimism. By building resilience, we can navigate challenges with confidence and grace. Building resilience involves developing a positive mindset and focusing on the opportunities and lessons in every situation. It means embracing challenges as opportunities for growth and learning, rather than as obstacles to be avoided. By cultivating a positive mindset, you can build the resilience to navigate challenges with confidence and grace. Coping with stress involves developing healthy coping mechanisms and self-care practices. This may include physical activities such as exercise and relaxation techniques, as well as mental and emotional practices such as mindfulness and meditation. By developing healthy coping mechanisms, you can manage stress and maintain a sense of balance and well-being. Maintaining a sense of hope and optimism involves focusing on the positive aspects of life and believing in your ability to overcome challenges. It means cultivating a sense of purpose and meaning and staying connected to your values and aspirations. By maintaining a sense of hope and optimism, you can build the resilience to navigate challenges with confidence and grace. Developing self-confidence. Self-confidence is the belief in your worth and your abilities. It involves trusting yourself to handle whatever comes your way and believing in your ability to achieve your goals. By developing self-confidence, we empower ourselves to live authentically and assertively. Developing self-confidence involves recognizing your strengths and achievements and celebrating your successes. It means focusing on your positive qualities and acknowledging your progress, rather than dwelling on your mistakes or shortcomings. By cultivating a positive self-image, you can build the confidence to communicate assertively and live authentically. Self-confidence also involves setting and achieving goals that align with your values and aspirations. By setting realistic and achievable goals, you can build a sense of accomplishment and self-efficacy. This, in turn, builds your confidence and empowers you to take on new challenges and opportunities. Finding purpose and meaning. Finding purpose and meaning is essential for cultivating inner strength. It involves identifying your values and aspirations and aligning your actions with them. By finding purpose and meaning, we create a sense of direction and fulfillment in our lives. Finding purpose and meaning involves reflecting on your values and aspirations and considering how they align with your actions. It means setting goals that reflect your true priorities and taking action to achieve them. By finding purpose and meaning, you can create a sense of direction and fulfillment in your life. Philosophical insights. The concept of inner strength has been explored by many philosophers throughout history. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of focusing on what is within our control and accepting what is not. He believed that true strength comes from within, and that we must cultivate resilience, self-confidence, and a sense of purpose to live a fulfilled and meaningful life. Epictetus taught that we should focus only on what is within our control and accept what is not. This means letting go of the need to control others' perceptions and reactions and focusing on our own actions and choices. By cultivating inner strength, we can navigate challenges with confidence and grace and live a life of authenticity and integrity. By cultivating inner strength, we can break free from the constraints of niceness and live a life of authenticity and integrity. This journey requires resilience, self-confidence, and a sense of purpose, but it leads to a life of true freedom and fulfillment. Conclusion: embrace your inner strength. The journey to stop being nice is a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. It involves understanding the roots of our conditioning, recognizing the cost of niceness, and embracing authenticity and assertiveness. By cultivating inner strength, we empower ourselves to live a life of authenticity and integrity. This journey requires courage, self-awareness, and a commitment to personal growth. It involves confronting our fears, challenging our beliefs, and embracing our true selves. But it leads to a life of true freedom and fulfillment, where we can live in accordance with our values and aspirations. Remember, being nice is not inherently bad, but when it comes at the cost of our true selves, it becomes a prison. By embracing our inner strength and living authentically, we can break free from the constraints of niceness and live a life of purpose and fulfillment. Embrace your inner strength and start living the life you truly deserve.